Dell Technologies, and let me put up my gratuitous article.
You only get to say gratuitous one more time.
Yeah, gratuitous. There we go.
That's it.
Actually, we're going to talk about it. We're going to use the word 4 more times as we go through this. I just thought it was the best way to highlight it. And I think people sometimes might prefer to look at this stuff versus stare at you and I the whole day. So Dell, similarly to HP, really leaned into new types of collaboration equipment. They did obviously go and improve their software, like the Dell Optimizer. So Dell Optimizer is basically using AI and ML to improve the performance, to improve battery life, and also improve the ergonomics. You might say, well, what do you mean by ergonomics? Well, if Optimizer knows that you're using it on a lap, it's going to take heat and move that away from your lap. It's magic. Now, the last Dell I used didn't use Optimizer like that as default, but I'm looking forward to see if Dell's going to do this into the future. Dell also updated its business laptops and workstation, and they added some pretty cool stuff, a thing called Safe Shutter. So automatically, if you're not using your camera, it closes the shutter. A physical piece of plastic covers it, and it's a little red dot. And when you're using it, it pops open. And so I'm thinking that gone are the days of us putting tape over our camera, and I think that's pretty cool. Using a physical system that's auto magic to be able to do that. And if you think about it, I know nothing's easy out there, but when it senses it has electricity, it opens. When it doesn't, it closes. And I think that's pretty cool. Also, adding 11th gen processors from Intel, which I'm pretty excited about. You get a much better CPU and a much better GPU. Okay, let's go down to one of the most interesting things, and this is video conferencing monitors. Okay, so a classic monitor, it doesn't have a microphone array, and it doesn't have a camera. So if you're at work and you come in with your notebook, you're going to have, let's say you've got a 13-inch notebook. The camera might be looking more up your nose. Sure, most of these systems, new notebooks have array microphones, but not as wide as, let's say, a monitor. So Dell has these new video conferencing monitors with a better camera, and 27 inches and 34 inches, meaning a much better microphone. The key here is that they're Microsoft Teams certified, and that means there's a dedicated button that you press when you want to do this. And you can see it right there, a 5 megapixel camera, an IR camera, dual 5-watt speakers, and canceling microphone. And Daniel, you once had a CEO job in this space. You know the benefit when you know what kind of sensors you're dealing with related to the quality of your collaboration.
Yeah, I mean, it was a big rollout, the line, and Dell always has a pretty comprehensive CES. We're seeing the advancements in everything. A couple of things that caught my attention: the application of the Intel 11th Gen and the Evo line. I saw your post, Pat, on I believe it was LinkedIn, but my immediate reaction is Intel, and we'll talk more about Intel in a moment, but has definitely made some strides in this space, the next generation of vPro, Evo. And Dell is one of the companies that typically is first, very tightly partnered with Intel. So that's definitely something that caught my attention. Is going to be something to watch, are those early rollouts of those 11th gen and those new Evo based notebooks. And then to your point, this trend here, Pat, and we're going to see it from others. Dedicated collab companies like Poly are going to be rolling out products like this because there's a need for it. So Dell, interestingly enough, is sort of placing itself inside of Collab because it needs to. Same as what HP was doing with the new Macs and some of the others, building better mousetraps for collaboration, knowing that so much video and so much meeting technology is going to be driven by our PCs, whether that's our desktops, our notebooks, building a better mousetrap. We all, if you're not you and I, and you're not in a position where you're constantly getting new toys and you're constantly playing with new technology, and you have the benefit of having lots of vendors putting new technology on your desk to try, you understand that doing Zoom meetings on a 4-year-old laptop with an old camera and a crappy microphone is a pretty terrible experience. But as we turn the knob to 11, I think you wrote an article with that in the headlines, Pat. As we turn the knob to 11 on making this stuff work better, it's going to make that remote work experience better. And let's face it, remote work is here to stay. Dell sees it, HP sees it, the video companies see it, the Zooms, the Microsofts, everyone sees it, but we needed to make it better. We haven't made it better enough, and some of these announcements are pushing the envelope on that. So kudos to Dell for that.
Yeah, I got a newfound respect, Daniel, for integrated systems with the Desk Pro. I pretty much written them off for dead. And then using the Desk Pro with you has really been a cool experience. And then on the opposite extreme, you have 100% PC based. I'm really excited about this in between. And I know being in between isn't always the best place to be. But look at the price differential. Desk Pro from Cisco is $6,000 street price, $10,000 list. And right here, we're looking at a video conferencing monitor for $1,149, right? And I know it's not the same, but I'm really interested to see what the quality trade-off is in this, and maybe this certification is a happy medium.